Beowulf, translated by Lesslie Hall. Book 27, Sorrow at Parting. Beowulf spake, Ecgtheow's offspring. We men of the water wish to declare now, fared from far lands, were firmly determined to seek King Hygelac. Here we have fitly been welcomed and feasted, as heart would desire it. Good was the greeting. If greater affection I'm anywise able ever on earth to gain at thy hands, ruler of heroes, than yet I have done, I shall quickly be ready for combat and conflict. O'er the course of the waters learn I that neighbours alarm thee with terror, as haters did Wilhelm. I hither will bring thee for help unto heroes, henchmen by thousands. I know as to Hygelac, the lord of the Geatmen, though young in years, he yet will permit me, by words and by works, ward of the people, fully to furnish thee forces and bear thee my lance to relieve thee, if liegemen shall fail thee, and help of my hand strength. If Hrethric be treating, bairn of the king, at the court of the Geatmen, he thereat may find him friends in abundance. Faraway countries he were better to seek for who trusts in himself. Hrothgar discoursed then, making rejoinder. These words thou hast uttered, all-knowing God hath given thy spirit. Ne'er heard I an earlman thus early in life more clever in speaking. Thou'rt cautious of spirit, mighty of muscle, in mouth answers prudent. I count on the hope that, happen it ever that missile shall rob thee of Hrethel's descendant, edge-horrid battle, and illness or weapon deprive thee of prince, of people's protector, and life thou yet holdest, the Sea-Geats will never find a more fitting folklore to choose them, gem-ward of heroes, than thou mightest prove thee, if the kingdom of kinsmen thou carest to govern. Thy mood-spirit likes me the longer the better, Beowulf dear. Thou hast brought it to pass that to both these peoples peace shall be common. To Geatfolk and Danemen the strife be suspended, the secret assailings they suffered in your days, and also that jewels be shared while I govern the wide-stretching kingdom, and that many shall visit others o'er the ocean with excellent gift-gems. The ring-adorned bark shall bring o'er the currents presents and love-gifts. This people I know toward foeman and friend firmly established, after ancient etiquette everywise blameless. Then the warden of earlmen gave him still farther, kinsman of Halfdene, a dozen of jewels, bade him safely seek with the presents his well-beloved people, early returning. Then the noble-born king kissed the distinguished, dear-loved liegeman. The Dane prince saluted him, and clasped his neck. Tears from him fell. From the grey-headed man he two things expected, aged and reverend, but rather the second, that bold in council they'd meet thereafter. The man was so dear that he'd failed to suppress the emotions that moved him. But in mood fetters fastened, the long-famous hero longeth in secret, deep in his spirit, for the dear-beloved man, though not a blood kinsman. Beowulf thenceward, gold-splendid hero, walked o'er the meadows, exulting in treasure. The sea-going vessel riding at anchor awaited its owner. As they pressed on their way then, the present of Hrothgar was frequently referred to, a folk-king indeed, that every way blameless, till age did debar him the joys of his might, which hath many oft injured. Book 28, The Homeward Journey, The Two Queens. Then the band of very valiant retainers came to the current. They were clad all in armour, in link-woven burnies. The land warder noticed the return of the earlmen, as he erstwhile had seen them, Nowise with insult he greeted the strangers from the naze of the cliff, but rode on to meet them, said the bright-armoured visitors vesselward travelled, welcome to Wedders. The wide-bosomed craft then lay on the sand, laden with armour, with horses and jewels. The ring-stemmed sailor, the mast uptowered o'er the treasure of Hrothgar. To the boatward a gold-bound brand he presented, that he was afterwards honoured on the ale-bench more highly as the heirloom's owner. Set he out on his vessel to drive on the deep, Dane country left he. Along by the mast then a sea-garment fluttered, a rope-fastened sail. The sea-boat resounded, the wind o'er the waters the wave-floater nowise kept from its journey. The sea-goer travelled, the foamy-necked floated forth o'er the currents, the well-fashioned vessel o'er the waves of the ocean, till they came within sight of the cliffs of the Geatmen, the well-known headlands. The wave-goer hastened, driven by breezes, stood on the shore. Prompt at the ocean, the portward was ready, who long in the past outlooked in the distance. At water's edge waiting well-loved heroes, he bound to the bank then the broad-bosomed vessel fast in its fetters, lest the force of the waters should be able to injure the ocean-wood winsome. Bade he up then take the treasure of princes, plate gold and fretwork. Not far was it thence to go off in search of the giver of jewels. Hrethel's son Higelac at home there remaineth, himself with his comrades close to the sea-coast. The building was splendid, the king heroic. Great in his hall, Hygd very young was, fine-mooded, clever, though few were the winters that the daughter of Hereth had dwelt in the borough. But she nowise was cringing nor niggard of presents, of ornaments rare to the race of the Geatmen. Thrytho nursed anger, excellent folk-queen, hot-burning hatred. No hero whatever 'mong household companions, her husband excepted, dared to adventure to look at the woman with eyes in the daytime. But he knew that death chains, hand-wreathed, were wrought him early thereafter. When the hand-strife was over, edges were ready, that fierce raging sword-point had to force a decision. Murder bale show. Such no womanly custom for a lady to practice, though lovely her person, that a weaver of peace, on pretence of anger, a beloved liegeman of life should deprive. Soothly this hindered Hemming's kinsman. Other ale-drinking earlmen asserted that fearful folk sorrows fewer she wrought them. Treacherous doings, since first she was given, adorned with gold, to the war-hero youthful. For her origin honoured, when Offa's great palace o'er the fallow flood by her father's instructions she sought on her journey, where she afterwards fully, famed for her virtue, her fate on the king's seat enjoyed in her lifetime. Love did she hold with the ruler of heroes, the best, it is told me, of all of the earthmen that oceans encompass, of earl kindreds endless. Hence Offa was famous far and widely, by gifts and by battles, spear-valiant hero. The home of his fathers he governed with wisdom, whence Eomer did issue for help unto heroes. Hemming's kinsman, grandson of Garmund, great in encounters.